Hey everybody, Carl here. This is like my first YouTube video on my aquarium. I've done some, shorts and stuff like that, but I wanted to kind of talk about the aquarium mainly for me, really, because I'm getting a new aquarium. Should be coming next week. It's a Red Sea 625 G2 Plus. So my current aquarium is 75 gallons, and this will be a bump up to 138 in the display, and then 163 gallons total volume or something like that. So I wanted to kind of talk about my 75, just so that I have it as reference, and then to kind of show where I'm at now, and then once I get the new aquarium set up, kind of track my progress through that. So let's take a look at the aquarium. So here it is, 75 gallon. Door open there. But we're kind of in this corner to the living room, and as you can see, I got a bunch of junk on the floor, aquarium related. So the goal is to move it over to this side of the house, or the living room, and to clean that up. I'm going to have, sorry for the back and forth, but in that room there, I'm going to have a water changing station, and I'm going to have all my controllers and stuff in there. I do have some automation on the 75, but I don't have a tester or anything, automated tester or anything like that. I do quite a bit of water changes. I use 44 gallon buckets, and that's helped a lot actually. I got a RO unit that I make my own water. Before I was doing 5 gallon water changes, using 5 gallon buckets at a time, and you don't really keep up with it if you're how you're doing water changes is somewhat painful, and you kind of dread it. But the way I have it now, it's not too bad. I do pretty big water changes compared to what I used to do, and got an auto top off. There's a reservoir for the auto top off. I'll show you the pump in a minute. So that helps stabilize things also. But let's look in the aquarium here. Lights have been off for a little bit, so things are starting to close up some, but let me zoom in here. So this is a neon hammer. I think I got that from Top Shelf. This is a golden, and this guy here, atomic, something like that. I think I got that from Top Shelf too. It's hard to see him right now. He's usually pretty spread out, and his polyps are way more plumpy than the others are. He looks kind of very different from the others, but really interesting. Got these mushrooms here. I've had these for years and years, but they actually I've got them over here too, so kind of too many for my taste, so I'm going to get rid of some in the new aquarium. But this was the original, and then they jumped over to this rock, and there's probably, I don't know, 10 or more on here, and you can see how big they are. That's one right there. They're massive, and they've already started closing up, so they're even bigger when they've got more light going on. We got, this is brown star pop. You can't really see the brown right now, but you can see it kind of looks like a city. Pretty cool. I think those are scrambled egg zoas, and these are bam bams. They've already started closing up too. I'll do a video like during the day when they're more open. A couple of Akins. The one on the left, it's always way more plump than the one on the right. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but that's definitely definitely true. I want to kind of figure that out. I'm not sure if it's just aching or something else going on. But it's always been that way, so I'm not sure. It always seems to be healthy and it eats, but I'm not sure why it's different. This is a Goniopora, which always, let me see if I can get into focus here. This guy always is just barely opens. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he does okay most of the time. And then these are green star polyps. These little bacon mushrooms, which are really pretty. This is a Lepistraya, orange. I probably pronounced that wrong, but orange Lepistraya. That thing, I had it on the sand, and it kept getting knocked around by snails and crabs and stuff. So I put it up here, and it's really done a lot better. These are, I can't remember what these are. I think these are scrambled eggs, zoanthids. They've really popped. These things started off with like maybe 2 heads, and it's really doing well. This is a Monte Cat. This thing is growing like mad. So I kind of was not expecting it to grow in this way, just kind of spreading across the rock, and I think the zoanthids and this thing are going to clash here pretty soon. We'll see what happens. These guys grow like crazy too. Can't remember the names of these, but we've got these torches here too. One is a Indonesian torch, and gosh, I can't remember the name of this one either. I have to get my list. But I'll fill in the blanks on these in the video. I've got that really pretty anemone back here, and there's an anemone crab in it, emerald crab, but it's not really opened up right now. So, and I have this leather. This guy sometimes really opens up and pops, and then sometimes just kind of sits like that for a couple of days, and then it'll come out and just like really be beautiful. Let's see what else we got. This is a, zoom in on that. This is a Jingle Bell, it's like Fastria, I think. Really pretty. I want it to grow on the back wall, but now I don't, because I'm gonna move out of this aquarium. So, but it looks like it's just now made its way onto that holder there. So we'll see how it goes. I got a plug beside it so it'll grow onto it, so it'll be easy to frag when the time comes. And then I got a pretty banana stylo back there. I've got some other mushrooms down here, Recordia. I think this is a beast mushroom, and then a couple of other types down here. I had that yellow mushroom or green mushroom on this little plug, whatever you call it here, but it wouldn't stay on there. I tried a couple of times, it kept drifting off. Super glue just wouldn't hold it. I don't know what was the deal there, but it's kind of found a home at the bottom of this rock, and I'll let that be for now. For my fish, I've got my 2 clownfish. That larger clown, it's got to be, I don't know, 10 years old or something. But she's been with us for a long, long time. And then we've got our sailfin, which is another reason. Right now, he's another reason why we're getting the larger aquarium, because we're kind of attached to him and don't want to let him go. And then that chromis is ancient. That chromis is pretty old too. We plan to get more fish. We'll see. But basically, we've got MP10s behind the tang there. then one over here. Got one MP40. I had an MP40 in here to begin with, but it was just blowing everything to bits, so I downgraded to the MP10. And they seem to be doing pretty good. So I'm going to be using MP40s in the new aquarium for starters. And let's take a quick look at the pump or sump area. Zoom out. So I got a cheap auto top off that works great. In this here I have GFO and carbon. I've got some bio balls and a rock down in the bottom there. Auto skimmer, and then socks in the back. And I don't really have a way to, I don't have a control panel, but I do have these little plugs that I got off Amazon, and I can just it's got an app, so each one of these connects to the app, and I can turn them on and off. So like during water changes, I'll turn off the skimmer and the auto top off, and I'll turn off the return pump. So it's it's kind of like a control panel, but not really. You can't program it. So that's kind of the aquarium. I'll do another one of these tomorrow so that we can see what they look like during the day. Oh, I forgot to mention these lights. These are, let's see if I can get those in there. These are like cheap Amazon lights. I think they're like $150 a piece, but they do grow. They do grow coral. But I'm looking for something a little more, I'm stepping up, so I'm looking forward to it. I'll do a video tomorrow during the day to get another view of how things look, and see you then.